Peace and love. Happy now. Now is the vibrate. We're not going too far in the future. We're not going too far in the past right now. I don't know what I was doing in the beginning. I was just trying to do any little thing. whatever, whatever just came out my mouth, I just let it flow. Want to speak on smoking the herbs, and in particular, smoking the cannabis, and how you should be careful of when and where you smoke cannabis. I know you're wondering like what, like I gotta be watching, but what I'm getting into is that smoking herb, especially too much in some cases, could allow for your aura to open up to psychic attacks, basically putting holes in your aura. As a matter of fact, I experienced this a lot, and I would always wonder, like, why when I smoke herb, like, in most cases, I'd be in a situation that vamp me, when I smoke herb. Like, almost 9 times out of 10, and it was always when I smoke heavy. Whenever I would smoke a little bit and be aware, closer to my consciousness, my aura wouldn't be so open. I wouldn't have those holes. I wouldn't feel, that energy drainage. But when I smoke like a lot with big groups of people, I would feel myself like, you know, like I've lost a little something after the transaction. After after the not the transaction, but just after the interaction, I should say. But you just want to be careful when and where you smoke your herbs, because herb does have like somewhat of a amplifying effect to it also. Uh, where, matter of fact, a brethren just did a video and spoke on it to add to my insight, because I'm like, it just always, when you get around people, if you smoke too much, you just feel open. In most cases, most people agree with me, especially empaths. It's like when you smoke a little bit too much and you're around big crowds, it feel like you're just getting sucked on, like everybody done pull out a straw and sucking out of your aura like a high C box. Until a high C box empty and they jump on it and smash. Drunk all your energy. Now you out. But smoking the herb, nothing is wrong with smoking the herb, but it's all to each his own. And with anything, it's about just not abusing it. You know what I'm saying? Because anything that could be seen as a sacrament could be abused for the worse. You know what I'm saying? Water could be abused. Is one of the greatest things. Water, you can't find a thing that water doesn't help. But you know, if you overuse water, it could abuse it, could drown you. You know what I'm saying? There's a bunch of things that water. Same thing with sunlight. You know what I'm saying? And it's the same thing with everything else. It's balance. It's using it in its correct purpose and form. You know what I'm saying? But dealing with the herbs, like when you smoke it and you're in these big crowds, you just want to be careful. Like if you're in a big crowd or a big setting, and everybody like, oh yeah, man, about to smoke this and that. Just be careful. If you do choose to smoke, because like in most cases it would be wise not to in some cases, because it's showing the strength of like, all right, since I know I'm gonna get energy vamp, I shouldn't smoke herb in this moment. And then two, it also kind of, how could I say, if you choose to smoke the herb and knowing that you're going to be drained, and then you get what you deserve, you know what I'm saying? Then you're not using the herb, in its beneficial form. Because when you get around people knowing, you know what I'm saying, like I know they're going to energy vamp me, but oh well, I'm going to still smoke. And I'm guilty. I've done it before, like kind of like letting the urge of wanting to smoke kind of override the spirit. And it's that those are the consequences behind it. Like you get drained, and then that whole situation creates a time loop within your experience, where when somebody offers you to smoke again and it's not a suitable situation for your soul again, you're still gonna inch towards it because you're creatures of habit. You know what I'm saying? You didn't say no last time, so it's like you might as well go again. It's almost like it just pulls you in. As a matter of fact, another situation too, outside of just the straight up vamping. Matter of fact, my brethren had this situation happen to him in a way of like where he just saw the whole hindsight of it, where he had gotten to just how can I say, just a heated discussion, so to speak. But it all started by that person like, here, you want to smoke, and in some cases, smoking also could, for better or for worse, ground you, or in essence lower your vibration. And it was funny because it was like, like the story was like, getting handed that herb was almost like the person said, here, come down to my level first. In order for me to attack you and to have this heated conversation with you, I need you to come down my level. So here, smoke this herb. And two, that's when the universe becomes the scary reality that it is, as far as like, where some of the most evilest things come with a smile and a peace offering. It come as a peace offering and a smile, and it seems like it's out of love, you know what I'm saying? But indirectly, it's something to bring you way down and take you farther away from, your love and from your spirit and being. So, that's funny how that situation is, but it's like, like most. And when I'm saying this too, it's not saying that everybody that offers you to smoke is trying to bring you down to their level necessary, but indirectly, if you just peep game, you know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, and you're really peep game if like they're smoking and offer you, just one time, just, if you could help it, just like, I'm straight, and watch the difference in your transaction. Look at the difference in your internet. I'm thinking about making jury transactions. Thinking about the interactions, pay attention to the interactions between you and the person, when you decide not to smoke and when you're around smokers, and you could tell the difference. You could feel how much you're aware and how much your energy is not being eaten off of because you're not, vibing on that level. And again, nothing wrong with herb smoke at all, in the essence of, like, the only thing that's wrong with smoking is the act of actually smoking. Like, is there are healthier ways to deal with your cannabis, like to make teas, or you could actually do like the straight up wax, not the wax with the butane, but like just straight resin, you know what I'm saying, like straight resin. But there's healthier ways to deal with the cannabis. But even with the unhealthiness of smoking, it still has its good its good aspects and characteristics to it. But again, just like anything, when you abuse it, or when you use it too much, or use it out of its purpose, then you get put out of your purpose. You know what I'm saying? You get used out of your purpose, and you get your vibration get thrown off. But it's definitely something to be aware and be careful of. Like if you're feeling it, like say for instance, if you was already feeling vulnerable, like feel like some psychic attacks that came your way, this and that, then you definitely, like say for instance, if you do want to smoke herb, then find some kind of way to buy your own herb and smoke by yourself, because you will get eaten alive if you already, because too, back to with the herb amplifying, so the vibration you go into smoking with also kind of somewhat amplifies. Because I've had the situation where, because I was just so in that spiritual mode, as I smoke, I kind of kept that awareness, or when, whenever you're in the mode, like I say, if you're in that mode where you feel like you've been under psychic attacks, this and that, then please don't, go to smoking the herb with everybody, unless, and there is that asterisk, unless everybody else around you. Because in most cases, I'm just thinking about the general public of smoking herb, how, in herb circles, you kind of come across, and not say anybody, but but now if it's a bunch of, high vibrational beings who always uplift you every time y'all smoke, then nah, that's different, you know what I'm saying? And of course, matter of fact, I would encourage you to go and chill, chill with them and smoke a little herb and, raise your vibration. But in most cases, like on just the casual, random smoking situation, where you may not know everybody within the, the smoking circle, you'll get vamped on. Because that's the thing. And not only, we're not, remember, like things, when you're getting vamped, it's not only visible things. People could vamp you in their brain, like just by, like saying to themselves, oh, I want this energy, I want, you know what I'm saying? Like, so, and if you got holes in your aura, then that energy is going to be taken away from you. So another pointer would be to, like, if you're going to smoke in those big groups, you know, make sure like you kind of at least like clear your mind, take a little quick 5 minute, or just just breathing in order to stay aware, just to make sure you go into it with awareness is just what I'm trying to say, and be careful of like just just go with your intuitive flow, because there been situations where somebody offered me and it's like, I don't sit there and smoke with them, you could take a hit and keep it moving, like my intuition just like that, like take a hit and keep it moving. So also just listen to your intuition, listen to that inner voice, you know what I'm saying? If you can't hear it that good, that means you need to meditate some more. But just listen to that inner guidance on the situation also, because it may be situations where, say for instance, where it's just the spur of the moment. Well, all right, example, like, well, it's just life displaying itself. You at a cannabis cup, you know what I'm saying? And just a whole bunch of people, matter of fact, whoever, matter of fact, somebody, stars and people you admire and look up to, whatever the case may be, or want to meet, you know, they ask to smoke, and it's like, oh shit, even though it's a big group and I don't know Tom, Dick, and Harry and all these people, spur of the moment. All right, you know what I'm saying? Like, cool, because in that moment you would be so happy and energized from that actual moment, that whatever energy vamping that would may come, if so, or if any energy vamping would occur, it would have little to no effect on you, because you're just so nostalgic about the situation of smoking, who you're smoking with, you know what I'm saying, that takes away from whatever energy vamping that could happen. So, and again, that's this not no video about don't smoke with people and don't smoke with crowds of people. No, it's just telling you what happens when you smoke, and be aware, and different things that you could do and use to to prevent energy drainage, basically. But just be careful when and where and who you smoke with, how big the crowds is, if you feel that intuition saying, nah, it's not a good idea, like once you smoke and get high. That's another thing too, I realized. I feel like the smoking herb not only suppresses, I feel like smoking herb in most cases suppress your throat chakra and your solar plexus. Because in most cases too, I realized when I would get vamp, it was because I wasn't speaking up. And part of speaking up also, first you got your throat chakra, which is just speaking in general and articulating yourself, but you also have to have a confidence about speaking up. I always bring that up about empaths, where like certain crystals is good for empaths indirectly. I mean, not say indirectly, but I always bring up how throat chakras crystals are good for empath, just in general, regardless of what's the specifics on it, because just by strengthening your throat chakra, that would allow you to speak up on the healthy boundaries that you need to create. And with this smoking the herb, I feel like herb suppresses the throat chakra and the solar plexus. So when those situations do pop up for you to speak up and say something like, I don't deal with that, or that, it's like the sedativeness of the herb has your throat chakra and your solar plexus so sleep, you kind of just let it slide, and you don't even give it the effort to even speak up. But I have found that correlation of like, well, smoking just feels like it could shut down the throat chakra and the solar plexus to a certain extent. And we all different, I'm just speaking on my situation and what I experienced the most. But also too though, with smoking with a lot of people, like especially like you ever had a situation where you smoke the herb and everybody just quiet, like nobody's talking, you know what I'm saying? Like, so too, I feel like, yeah, even though I'm saying that's something I experienced a lot, I see that everybody kind of experience that quietness, at least like when you smoke a little herb, and it's just like because too, it's putting the brains in a different, brainwave state, but it's like shutting down that throat, and not necessarily shutting it down, because I feel like too, like the throat chakra moved from being physical with words, and I feel like we be on some telepathy. I feel like everybody, even though we all quiet, we all kind of sending like little telepathic messages to each other. That's what we be feeling like. But that's that's basically it. In fact, that's all I have to say about that. No old Forest. But that's basically it. You know, just be careful with where you're smoking herb at, who you're smoking herb with. Be careful if, you know, listen to your intuition on the situation. If it feel like intuition like, relax, just go in, enjoy yourself. Or your intuition like, nah, the moment you take one and two puffs off of that, they will go to energy vamping off of you and turn you into the empty high C juice box. Suck up all your energy, turn you to the empty high C juice box. Don't let it happen to you. But you know, just be careful and be aware. You know, it's nothing that serious, but at the same time, you know, keeping your vibration, maintaining your high vibration is something that most of us do kind of treat with a seriousness to it. So, you know, just thought that was something I should share with everybody. And matter of fact, off of a video, which I'm not gonna go deep into, but I'm doing a reverse of what this brethren did. Matter of fact, I wish I could remember the brethren name, his YouTube channel, but cause I had been doing some research on Mugwort and stuff like that, and then with like being in dream time and lucid dreaming, and I actually tried some and smoked a little bit, and I can say that the effects, you know, this, you know, where I smoked like about a little joint about that big. Matter of fact, not even a joint. It was like a little bit in a cigar, in a cigarillo, which I want to stop, but it's something like with the shamanism and grounding myself. I just probably need to find a better grade of tobacco, but it's something about having the tobacco with the herb. Like, as much as I always try to get away from it, I always be right back in the mix. But anyway, smoking the mugwort and just mugwort in general is great for amplifying lucid dreaming. And in essence, it is amplifying lucid dreaming, but more too of a dream recall. And I got some mugwort about what, last week, something like that. And I ain't even been making like the traditional tea. I've been raw with it. I just been taking mugwort and sprinkling it straight up in my water and just drinking it like that. But I did have like a breakthrough last night, which as the day coming by, you know, I'm kind of remembering bits and pieces of my dream, because it was something to do with a ball. I feel like it was something to do with the fullerene bucket ball of carbon, and some beings were teaching me some alchemy dealing with the fullerene bucket ball. But I gotta go back into the matter of fact, it feel good, because I'm pretty sure most of y'all watch my videos a lot and have been watching. Y'all know that in most cases I'm not one of those lucid dreamer, long sleeping type of people, you know. In essence, matter of fact, I'd be up in the midnight hour. Like, I just slowed down with that, like being up in that Saturn hour at 12 in the morning, you know what I'm saying, with the insight. But I've been like trying to get closer to working with the dream state. But definitely mugwort is a good herb to have. As a matter of fact, whether it's a tea or smoking it, whatever, you know, it does. Matter of fact, and it kind of has a sedative state to it. Matter of fact, probably be, which now you say probably because I have tried it, you know, it'd be nice to kind of blend with the herb, with the cannabis, you know, mugwort and cannabis before you go to sleep. That'd be a nice combination. Also, chamomile and lavender is not too bad of a blend to put with your herb, also with your cannabis also. Matter of fact, or you could blend them all, have a nice sleepy dream time mix where you could do the lavender, chamomile, mugwort, and your cannabis. You know, it's all up to what you feel in essence, but also doing your research, you know. But that's just a suggestion of something that I've used and worked with, and I've definitely liked the vibration I got from it, and just a good little alternative to blends outside of tobacco, you know. 'Cause you know the Rasta brethren them smoke the spliff, you see. I smoke them big thing and I'm big like this, you know. But you know, like you get the spliffs where you got the herb, the cannabis, and the tobacco. But you know, you also could do blends like mugwort, chamomile, and lavender, you know. Which there's other ones, but that's the ones I know, know of, and stick with. Cause also you can also smoke clove. I know of clove because they actually have clove cigarettes. So that's another one, but that's not my particular taste. But that's basically it. Peace. Happy now. Now is the vibrate. We're not going too far in the future. We're not going too far in the past. Right now, man. Just be careful when you're out there with that herb, man. Don't get caught up. Peace.